All right, all right, all right. You guys are to another Nomadic news video. This is the 7th episode of Nomadic News. So, guys, if you're new, be sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, share, and subscribe. This is a live stream. This is a Nomadic News video that we're gonna do. And yeah, let's get right into it. Rexus Prime is here. Rexus Prime is here. I'm still waiting on Dexter Midnight, who is supposed to be the special guest tonight. Hopefully he gets on. But if not, then I don't know. Maybe we could do an interview with Rexus Prime. That could be interesting too. Because he's got a lot of interesting topics to talk about as well. I know Rexus Prime very well. Interesting guy, and he also has a YouTube channel. Can you type your YouTube at Rexus Prime so people can subscribe to your channel? Well, his name is Rexus Skeleton. Yeah, that's his name. It is Rexus Skeleton. So if you search up Rexus Skeleton, you're gonna find him on YouTube, guys. His @ is called Colovrat Productions, by the way, and he does some interesting videos. Some of them are pretty funny. So yeah, there you go. He typed it in the comment section, guys, so you guys can see that he did that. So guys, last time I was telling you guys about the big wins that were coming through the United States, and they smashed on California. They hit Cali hard. There's floods from some sort of cyclone, I guess, over there. The weather's been all out of whack. There's been people like spotting tornadoes and shit in Cali, I heard. And that is absolutely crazy. But today was actually a nice day when I went outside. Today was actually nice and sunny outside, so I was pretty happy about that. I woke up this morning, I fed my cat, and it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. It was pretty chill. It was a nice day, nice and sunny, nice good cross breeze coming in, off the south side. Nothing too crazy though. Nothing too crazy. It's a lot better than last week, where we had giant blowing winds knocking over fences and power lines, which isn't a good thing. That's not good. Yeah, we got to do a little bit of work on the place. So yeah. And by the way, guys, this is probably going to be one of the last Nomadic Newses for a little bit. This is because I'm gonna be going on another temporary hiatus after this live stream. I might do some shorts of like some Madden Mobile stuff or something, and I might do a couple posts, but like I won't actually post videos for a little bit. I just got some things to do personally and business wise and whatnot, and over the next couple of weeks. So I'm just gonna need like a month. You know. Plus, I think it's also good for the algorithm to bring in new viewers when when I take a break between videos. Yeah, Nomadic One. Yep, it is. It is in my name, Nomadic One. Man, we are. You gotta move. You move around, man. You move all sorts of places. Go all sorts of. You're just on the road again all the time. Yeah, and okay, Dexter Midnight just got off of work, so I'm gonna tell him that I'm starting the stream real quick. Stream is started. Going over some brief news. You ready? Just let him know what's going on, because he's going to be in. We're going to interview him inside of this episode. Okay, so I'll probably in the description real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and throw his in on the special guest portions. Special, okay, guest at Dexter. There you go. That's gonna be cool. He's he's part of it. So there's a let us know what you're streaming in the future to improve user experience in the future. Okay. There we go. Now that is interesting. So yeah, I've just got the lo-fi in the background, guys. I'm just trying to like chill, have like a mellow stream. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. So guys, here's something interesting that happened the other day, guys. There was some earthquakes in San Francisco, and there was also a 6.3 earthquake in Hawaii reported the other day as well, which really shook some people up. Shook up like a store, and a bunch of people like ran out of the building. It was pretty crazy. It was a pretty crazy story. So guys, that's why I always would say it's always best to prepare for earthquakes and emergencies like that. Make sure you know your basic like first aid and stuff. Make sure you know what to do if the earthquake happens, to either leave the building or find something secure so items don't fall on you or roof panels don't fall on your head if an earthquake happens. And I think same with all other emergencies. The public should be informed properly by professionals in the field on how to protect themselves in these sorts of emergencies. Drexus Prime says I should try to stream, but I don't yet have a mic for my computer yet. That's unfortunate, because having a mic is really important when you are doing streaming or having some sort of mic. I don't really have a mic. I kind of just use the computer audio. It's just kind of crappy, I know, and it's kind of lazy. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, here's some other interesting news for today. One last little bit of news before we move on to the next section, which is going to be the interview segment with Dexter Midnight, the man, the myth, the legend. The, I guess you'd say formerly conservative, now more libertarian-leaning individual, Dexter Midnight. The new, another libertarian furry from the furry fandom. So we'll hear about him and his dramas in the furry fandom and whatnot real soon, real soon. But first, let's get to this segment. Joe Biden now has been shamed by the DOJ. He was called old and elderly. Now, unfortunately, the DOJ is also trying to protect Biden. They're trying to say he's just an old, innocent old man, and that there's no reason that they should prosecute him for many of the misdeeds he's done, including misplacing documents, which is bad, ladies and gentlemen. This is bad. This is just another sign of the swamp. However, at least we do get this from them. We do get to hear that he is an old man, that he's senile. We get to hear what we know about him, that he can't possibly do his job. And quite frankly, I think it's humorous. I think it's a little bit hilarious that they accidentally roast their own guy. It's a self-roast inside of the DOJ documents that in the special report that was released. So that was interesting. And also, one last news, guys. Tomorrow, by the way, is the Super Bowl. So comment down below, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think will win the Super Bowl? The Kansas City Chiefs or the Sacramento 49ers? Comment down below who you think will win. And let me go right over here real quick. Pause that down. Just texting Dexter real quick to meet in GC. All right. Spicy hot take. I don't like American football. So I would say that American football isn't the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think that it was a fun game, but what they've done is they've really toned it down. I think you might like American football if you go back and watch some of the footage from the 90s. And they had quite some characters, especially and I think you also get behind American football if you were raised in like a family that kind of took value in football. Like me, my dad really likes the Dallas Cowboys. I like the Dallas Cowboys, and so I like American football. And I always thought it was cool watching these big guys like smashing each other. Not like that, no homo, but smashing each other with like shoulder pads and shit on the field. That's just my opinion on it. But yeah, I guess that would be my argument against that. Trying to don't want to do that. Bro, why are you putting spicy memes in there? Does not take value in football. I'm just the odd one out. Oh, your family does take value in football. Oh, there's Dexter Midnight, ladies and gentlemen. 1 sec. Let me screen share the chat real quick. Is that okay, bro? All right. Let me do a mic check. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, man. So, guys, this is Dexter Midnight. Introduce yourself, man.
Wait, what's up,
All right. He says,
nerds?
"What's up, nerds?" All right, man. So he says, "What's up, nerds?" Okay. So, did you hear what happened today, Dexter? Did you hear about the news that happened today?
No,
So,
what happened?
so here's some of the news that happened earlier today, ladies and gentlemen. So the Department of Justice called Joe Biden too old and senile to stand trial.
Oh, damn.
It's one of those rare
I mean,
self roasts, if you ask me, because it's funny because they're trying to protect Joe Biden inside this case, right? This special report. But at the
Yeah.
same time, they self-roast Joe Biden, which further hurts their chances in the election by saying, because the right wing, like Donald Trump, of course, today just took that and ran with it. Like there's memes all over now about that DOJ calling Joe Biden old and senile.
Oh man, even the DOJ doesn't want Biden as president.
And
Hilarious.
yeah, the DOJ wants Biden as president, but it's pretty funny that they have accidentally roasted their own guy in the process of trying to protect him. Joe Biden is so bad that he didn't even want to do the Super Bowl halftime report thing. Like he was supposed to do a short segment where he was just going to announce who he's rooting for in the Super Bowl or whatever. Something that the president should be able to easily do because the president is a speaking position after all. And Joe Biden isn't going to do that.
Of course he won't, because they don't want him. Because he mumbles and shit,
Yeah, because he mumbles and fumbles all the time.
He's embarrassment to our nation anyway.
He's pretty embarrassing, man.
I feel like the Super Bowl is going to be embarrassing anyway.
Yeah. So tell the people about your libertarian views and like the kind of the transition you went from conservative to libertarian. Because originally when I interviewed you a while ago, you're a little bit more conservative, and now you're more libertarian.
Well, the libertarian stands for like what we really should be: freedom, like freedom of choice, like pro-gun. I think pro-choice is part of libertarian too, because women have the choice if they want an abortion. And then I think there's a difference. If you guys think about it, here's my opinion. I think pro-abortion. There's two different things: pro-abortion and pro-choice. Pro-choice is if you want to keep the baby or not. Pro-abortions are the ones that are celebrating. The crazy ones.
Yeah.
And then I do support the LGBT rights. I think they deserve rights. They deserve to own guns and shit. Don't listen to Michael Knowles. He says disarm transgenders because there was a shooting because of a trans.
Yeah, I made a video about that a while
Conservative.
ago about discussing my beliefs on that. I don't think that transgender should be disarmed. Actually, I think
I think conservatives are just going to.
unless they've made terroristic threats maybe in the past or something, or there's reasons to explain further mental disability. But I think someone like Blair White, for example, who seems to be a perfectly functioning transgender female, shouldn't be barred from owning an AR-15 or whatever gun they want to choose.
Yeah, I think the conservatives are just becoming too authoritarian, in my opinion. They're just becoming too radical, just like the left.
Rex,
Radical right, radical
the
left.
voices are getting louder. Are you good, bro? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
No, I'm not.
I'm alive and well.
Yo, I'm asking Rex's Prime, is he good? He's yelling, "Are the voices are getting louder, man?" Yeah, man. He hates the Antichrist. He says.
Problem is, the conservatives. I realize conservatives are just nothing but authoritarian. They're just they're supporting Christian nationalism now. That's the funny part, is like they're becoming more Christian nationalism, and it's just, I think it's not going to work at all. They want to go back to what is it called, traditional lifestyle. They want to go back to like anti-gay marriage life. They want to go back to times where religion ruined everything.
Exactly. I think that is one of the things where I draw the line with a lot of conservatives is I think there should be a separation of church and state. And unfortunately, I've gotten to some arguments with some conservatives on that. And I said, hey, Thomas Jefferson announced for the separation of church and state. People will say, oh, that's separation, that the state can't control the church. Well, no, it was actually
That's not. That's
that the church cannot control the state. It was a message to his Baptist church, a letter that he sent to his Baptist church, telling them that he will not make decisions simply over faith.
Based on religion.
Exactly.
We have freedom of
Down, kitty.
we have freedom of religion, but that's different than church separate of the state, because you got freedom of religion for everyone to. It's where we are a melting pot, We're meant to be like everyone come together, diverse with religions, race, sexual orientations, and
Exactly.
shit.
The reason the founding fathers wrote this, of course, is because they knew that multiple different groups of people were coming there. They knew the Quakers were much different than the Puritans and the Baptists, and they all had their arguments and bickerings between each other in the original, congressional meetings, right? And
Yeah.
and this was a divisive thing, and they decided that the Constitution, there should be no official country religion, which is something that I think some Christians that I see, don't, they try to push Christianity a lot of times, which is
Some people say really.
I think Christianity has
We're
I think Christianity has some good values, but I think at the end of the day, we also there's different values between Christians and the rest of the world.
Yeah. I think the problem is that Christians will think that, you like, I hate how we've seen these one accounts that will say like, well, I miss these old days. Remember back in these days, blah blah blah. Kids played outside, bro.
Right.
I always see like traditional Christians be like, well, back then we didn't have homosexuality. It was blah blah blah.
Well, back then we
You know?
had homosexuality. It was still very much a thing. It was just extremely repressed because the religious rulers over it weren't very big fans of it. But there were societies in the past that as well actually accepted homosexuality. For example, the Romans for a large period of time did accept homosexuality. The Greeks accepted homosexuality. The original pagan Canaanites had homosexuals amongst them, as well as transsexuals.
It's funny how Christians hate pagans. It's funny how Christians hate pagans and will just like blame everything on pagan. Christmas is a pagan holiday.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I think is very foolish of Christians. Another thing is I've seen some Christians also, I hate to really rag on Christianity, but I think some Christians also go and this isn't all of them, but some Christians go and they try to prevent women from serving in congregation,
Yeah.
which I think
It's sad that's
it's not even what Jesus taught to prevent women from congregation, because Jesus, I mean, without there's no Jesus in Christianity without the Virgin Mary Magdalene. Rexus Prime says the ancient North
Mary's not a virgin.
Eurasian were
We all know what they did in that barn.
Native Americans.
We all know what they did.
They came from Lithuania. Lithuanian nationalism is awesome. It's a joke, YouTube. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Too many nationalism. And
YouTube is really
the funny. What's wrong?
No, YouTube likes to cancel people over saying stupid shit.
Of course, it's YouTube.
Yeah,
What do you expect? They're run by radicals.
YouTube likes to twist the story. They like to bend it. They like to make things. They like to make their money a certain way. They like to push guys. They don't like to put me over all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, they've taken down my videos. They've shadow banned me. There's some times where the algorithm has managed to break through a little bit here and there, but unfortunately, YouTube likes to have their guys, and I'm not one of their guys because I swear in my videos, and maybe I don't use the language or say the talking points that they want me to talk about.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I. It's nice talking to you, but I gotta go now.
All right, man. You have a great one. See you later. All right. So we just ended that Rexus Prime, you want to join? Do you want to join in the general voice chat here? Rexus, if you want. If Rexus wants to join, he can. That would be cool. So I want to keep this video going, you know? It'd be nice to have someone to talk. There's Rexus. What's up, Rexus?
I'm doing good.
All right, man. How's it going? So we just had TM Drake on, or not TM Drake, Dexter Midnight on. We had TM Drake on last time.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yep.
how's
And of
it
course,
to you as well. So I'll probably also throw in you and the special guest. Is that cool, man?
yep. And I will talk about something. So apparently, Tucker Carlson's interview with Vladimir Putin is not on YouTube's trending tab, despite that video having 12 million views. We all know
Yeah.
what YouTube is, so it's not a big surprise.
Well, I saw that one of the things that Putin did in that interview with Tucker Carlson is that he went on a long, drawn-out conversation about
The history of Russia.
Yeah, about like the old times, not even Soviet, man, like pre-Soviet Russia.
Yeah, all the way back to King Rurik, who was a Rus Viking. Yes, the term Rus is in fact Old Norse for the phrase "the men who row," and these Vikings were Swedish. And of course, fun fact about Sweden: not a lot of people went into boats and rowed, with exception to the Rus Vikings. And now you know where the term Rus comes from. And when they conquered the lands of Russia, it was called, well, Russia, because it was the lands that the Rus Vikings conquered.
Right.
Yep. And
very interesting.
Yep. And also, and I could possibly talk about something. Currently in my server, or at least some bit ago, my members were arguing about Islam. If you don't know, Leopard 2A, a gay man from the Czech Republic, which of course it's good that he lives in the Czech Republic because it is one of the few Slavic nations that is not, well, anti-gay. But he was expressing on why he dislikes Islam, and of course Sam Zoke, a Muslim, did not like that, so I had to tell them, hey, there's a reason that there are these violent gangs within Britain and France, and yeah, they are violent. I understand why he doesn't like the religion, but I don't give in to the hatred. You need to understand and not give in to hate.
Right. I don't think you should go around killing other people over people's different beliefs. I don't like it when Hamas goes out there and decides to bomb a bunch of Jews because they have a different religious beliefs, or when Hamas goes and takes a gay man and hangs them from the gallows because the man is biologically hardwired to be a homosexual. That is not how we do things in the modern world.
Yep.
We're supposed to be about.
And also, I also have some news. Apparently, Tucker Carlson has been added onto Ukraine's kill list, which it doesn't exactly surprise me that this is Eastern Europe we are talking about. It is a world that is a former Soviet world. So therefore, if you do something that does not agree with the state, you're just most likely dead.
Right. So Tucker Carlson's in some trouble, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, and Ukraine's kill list includes people such as Jimmy Dore.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Ukraine. That's a whole different story. I mean, I'm gonna go off, and I guess I would say I would have to quote Robert F. Kennedy when he says that basically what we did in Ukraine is we destroyed the Minsk Accords by going in there with the with NATO and fucking
Yes.
around with this nation and trying to establish a puppet dictator in a nation to try and
Yep.
and try to um, further NATO's ideologies as well as try to, I guess, profit and raise profits with OPEC.
Oh yeah, because I mean, back when Taliban was, at least normal, he said it himself. There's a good reason why NATO did that. See, NATO wants to Balkanize Russia, because I mean by it's the same reason why we pretty much Balkanized the Middle East within areas such as Syria, Iraq, and many other areas, especially within Libya.
Right.
Yep. And also there is some news, although this one is not spoken about, although it was only spoken about by Mazaman back in 2018. The African pygmies, aka the African hobbits, might go into extinction in the 2040s
That's terrible.
because they are being ethnically cleansed by the Congolese.
What do you think happened to the Minahune?
The
How
Metahude,
do you know?
that tribe I do not know of, but I'm betting that they were cleansed too.
The Minahune were likely cleansed into hiding by the Polynesians when they went over to Hawaii. The Minahune were similar to the African pygmies in that they were also a midget nation that lived on an island.
Yep, and the Masalmi, the group of Uralic speaking peoples, even they might not make it into the 2040s, and they also might go into extinction as well. And that is by, well, simple. The Nordic Scandinavian peoples of Norway outnumber them, and they're moving in there, and they're just basically ethnically mingling with them, and that might bring that ethnic group into extinction, especially once you take into consideration of the population number within Norway, of the ethnic Norwegians.
Right. And I know there's a lot of people that are also mad about Ireland, and they're getting a lot of people from from the Arab nations over there, and they're kind of mad about that as well.
Oh yeah, that goes exactly the same way with Britain and France. And France is at the state of possibly falling into civil war. In fact, there's video
Yeah,
footage
the farmers
of
are actually
French farm.
the farmers are actually going and revolting. They're actually dumping uh, piles of manure.
Shit.
Yeah, and like burning shit on like tires and shit on the highway. Like they're pretty much like full fledged into a civil war, pretty much over there.
Yep,
I mean,
France might fall into a civil war,
I think
and
it's only a matter of time before and I would actually argue that America's already in its civil war because, I would say we've been in our civil war for a while because of the street brawls between Antifa and the right wing extremists.
yep, and also it doesn't surprise me that the right is becoming more and more extreme. This is what happens when groups such as the woke Marxists do something as radical as censorship. Naturally, it's going to make people on the other side become more radicalized. In fact, that is part of the reason why people within Palestine and Gaza are so radicalized. It's because they've been under occupation for well over 70 years.
Right. I mean, and when you when you have really nowhere to go because you got one side that doesn't really like you. You get the Israeli side that doesn't really like you or care really for your well being that much. Yes, there are programs to bring over people, which is great. There's help coming in the form of like Peace Corps and shit, which is cool. But at the same time, there's not as much as there is. There's also unguided bombings, and there's bad apples and soldiers going and taking their own
Oh yeah, and
and
when the war
killing
and
civilians
when the
for no
war
reason,
within
you know.
yeah and when the war within Gaza first started, P.J. Watson, who still remains a neutral in the conflict, said that the Israeli army set a quote saying for absolute destruction and non-maximum capacity, or I meant by I don't know. Well, what's the word for maximum? Oh yeah, precision, maximum precision.
Yeah, Mac.
They aren't only going to target Hamas hideouts. They are going to target the civilian buildings as well. Which, yes, in a way, their anger is understandable. Their own brothers, sisters, and cousins died by the hands of Hamas members.
No, at the same time,
And it's understandable.
At the same time, it's also a fucking war crime. It's just...
Yep, it is a war crime, and also there's something that I've been complaining about for a little while now, and I want to talk about it. I've been hearing people say that Russia will fall into a civil war, but then why is the NATO propaganda machine saying that we have to prepare for war with Russia in the next 20 years? It doesn't make sense to me.
I really don't think Russia is the number one threat to America. I think I would say the two biggest ones are probably going to be China and our own government. Those are the two biggest threats to
Oh yeah.
China and our own government.
Yep, and also
China was allowed to.
And I will have to say one thing about
over the entire United States before Joe Biden shot it down. That should scare the American public very much so.
Oh yeah, it should.
It's not. I'm not fear mongering.
It really should.
I'm not saying. Batten down the hatches or something. But I'm saying, maybe start preparing. Maybe start looking into things. Maybe start doing some research for you.
Oh yeah, because I mean by my dad, he's a prepper. Like I mean by my family has been storing up food and ammunition for our safety. Well, my dad is a prepper, and that's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing to at least have some ability to prep. I think you should have that. I would say a smart person should have at least enough food that if they got snowed into their house and the power went out and shit hit the fan, that they would have enough food for about 3 months to live inside that house.
Oh yeah, and also I want to talk about something. So there's a war currently going on within Mexico between the Mexican army and the cartels. And I actually said this in my server. This is the reason why I'm not going to really focus on the Russia-Ukraine thing and the Israel-Gaza thing. There's a war going on within Mexico's borders, and it might spill into Texas, California, Arizona, and New Mexico. And here's the thing. I have a friend who lives in Arizona.
Right.
And I am worried about his safety because of it.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's some things that are going down in Mexico. I'm seeing from the news at least, I'm seeing that the Texas border, the thing that they set up, all this barbed wire and stuff, is really doing a great job at preventing the illegal immigrants from coming in. The few that do come in get now, which is absolutely great. This is probably, it's actually beautiful. It's probably the nicest, most peaceful border I've ever seen, thanks to Greg Abbott being a man and taking a stand. He might not have two legs, but he's got any man with 2 hands stands a fighting chance.
Yep, he is taking care of his own people. That is what leaders should really be doing.
Yeah.
They should take care of their people.
I agree, man. I think,
but sadly, our government is not doing that. They're more focused on funding wars in places such as Ukraine, which is very sad just to see Ukraine suffering this fate. Because
it's sad
because if there's one nation,
Slavs and just kill each other in a pretty useless proxy war.
Yep, and of course, I will have to say one thing: the biggest victims who will suffer from this would be the Ukrainians. Because I mean by Russia. Here, even though people will say that they'll lose. Here's one thing:
Elzor Logan is in the comment sections. He says, "I mean, oh yeah, most of the illegal immigrants from Mexico are inhumanely trafficked by drug cartels. I've witnessed. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of that going on. there's literally a a R at symbol P 3 tree at the border. I heard that the cartels used and to take advantage of innocent women and children, which is absolutely disgusting. And I think that needs to be stopped. And having some sort of security in the border that's actually going to do their job and not say, "Hey, come in, guys." This open border policy that Joe Biden has adopted has just been terrible overall.
Yep, and also I will bring up something that is quite frankly old news now, but I think it's important just to bring this up. There's a guy called Jackson Hinkle, and he had 360K subs, and YouTube banned his channel because he wasn't exactly following the narrative. Yeah, they banned someone who had quite a following this year, like back in late 2023.
Yeah, I know, man.
So this was pretty recent when it comes to time.
I'm a little worried myself. I'm a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. supporter. I support Kennedy 24 this election season. I've donated a solid a good amount of money to his campaign. I've got a hat, and I'm planning on getting some signs as well and some posters, and meeting up with some other supporters. I've gone on Kennedy's Zoom meetings. I've subscribed to some of his newsletters, and I think that what he's got is something really interesting to say. But unfortunately, it's not what the guys at YouTube want you to hear sometimes. So
Yeah, and of course,
that's why I have a
if you ask me, I was
YouTube.
now. Of course, if you ask me, I was on board with Robert F. Kennedy until he showed support for Israel. Which, yeah, I can see why, but it's like, no, we don't need to support another war. We need someone who is anti-war, someone who's willing to end the wars in places such as Ukraine and Gaza.
Well,
And that's why I just want a politician who's anti-war.
Here's the thing. This is what Kennedy has said about that. He said that he does not want these wars. He is committed to stopping World War III from happening and stopping this especially Ukraine. He's talked about he said about Ukraine. He says that he supports Israel in their right to defend themselves. However, he does not believe in their war crimes, and he thinks that there are things that we need to do to scale back our involvement in the Gaza war. But we need to also respect Israel's sovereignty as a nation and as an ally.
Oh yeah, and also I've spoken about this to Sam and others when we were talking about the whole Palestine thing, and I said this. Okay, Jerusalem is quite frankly the birthplace of all three of the Abrahamic faiths. So of course they should really be sharing Jerusalem, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. But the problem are the radicals from all three religions.
Exactly. And then you see things, especially in today's age with social media, you see that kind of being an effect on the war. You see that people like trends, people like whatever's popular with the crowd. And that's why you see so many of these bots and NPCs saying free Palestine all the time and every single comment section of every single goddamn video you watch on YouTube. Because it's a big trend to think that it's the popular thing to do.
Oh yeah,
but at the end of the day,
and I do know someone called.
I don't think
Yeah.
I support a rallying blood cry.
Yep, and also there's someone called Last Spartan. I know him, and his bio says protect Israel, and I'm thinking of, okay, if you really want to help Israel, send aid instead of just typing out this shit.
Right. I think
And
if you really like Israel, sending aid is important. I think. Oh, we have. Oh, I thought
did someone join?
we were about to have someone.
Wait a minute.
We were about to have Plot join, but
I saw their profile pic.
Yeah.
I saw their profile pic.
Plot.
Let's I'm gonna see who it was.
Yeah, that was plot.
Oh, plot.
That was plot. Yeah, I guess he just popped in and popped out. I don't know what he was up to. I was about to say hi to him, but
Probably trolling. Probably wanted to troll.
he probably wanted to just Zoom bomb us, probably. But then he knew that I was about to catch him and move into the conversation. But yeah,
Yep.
we're basically pretty chill over here, man. I have a question. I have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the questions for you is if you were able to vote in the 2024 election, who would you vote for?
Probably nobody at this point, because it's like I've been watching people like Frost, and he says at this point he's tired of voting. He just wants to see of what will happen, seen and wait.
So,
And I'm probably in that group. It's like, yeah, let's wait and see.
So you want to wait and see,
And
but waiting and seeing doesn't accomplish much.
Yeah, but some guy called him a what if Faltus, which of course if you ask me, I don't like his channel. I don't really like his voice. He says that it might spark a civil war between the conservatives and the left, and it's like, perhaps I should sit this out. But I still have to wait for like another year.
I did watch his video. What if his video recently on how we thought that the 2024 election would spark a controversy and potentially civil war between the right and the left. But I have hopes that it's not as bad as they say the civil war is. I have an idea that there probably will be brawls. There'll probably be riots. There'll be fights in the street. And the news is going to be on it all the time. The news is going to focus on it, no matter which side wins. And no matter what happens, they're going to try to block everything with their parties and their partisan politics. And that's why I'm supporting Kennedy, because I don't like the partisan politics. And he's the person who's trying to actually shake up the system, hooly the system, get the right people that actually care about the country involved in politics, and get the people, that think that the country is doomed, to actually go out and vote for a cause, not a party, but a movement and a cause that people actually support. That's just my take on it.
Oh yeah.
That was.
Oh yeah.
That would be my selling point for the Kennedy campaign, to someone who says, "Well, why just don't wait, just don't vote, and just wait it out."
Yep, and of course that's the end of the first question. And what is the second one?
Okay, so the second question that I have for you is, what language is this that you're typing in the general chat?
Oh yeah, that is just a mix between Cyrillic, Norse runes, and many other letters. It's just nothing but weird, but a weird form of trolling. Like, I mean, by if I just type out I hate the Antichrist, I think it should tell you that I'm trolling.
Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know what the letters mean, because I don't speak. It kind of almost looks like Russian almost. I've seen some people. You ever see people in the comment sections? They have a weird font.
Oh yeah, with that whole entire Cyrillic thing. Yeah, and I do know some of the Norse runes, such as Ophala, which is the weird little O with the legs. That one represented Odin, and it is, well, the Norse rune O. Although sadly, that one is sadly associated with the Third Reich, because they turned it into the Odal rune and turned it into a Nazi symbol.
Interesting. Yeah, man.
Yep.
So, you have any closing remarks for this chat?
Not much, really. I'm just trying to write down my book, and I'm now finally writing down the first joke, and hopefully I can give it the exact same energy as both Lego Batman 1 Anima IZR's Bruce and Roberts series have, and hopefully that series will have that same spirit. That's kind of all it.
Oh yeah,
Just a bit of a
you should tell the people
bit
about
of an
your book.
advertisement.
What your book is going to be called, so they know what book to buy if they want to buy the book, because it sounds like an
Okay.
interesting book. I would purchase it.
Yep, it is called Vortex the Chaos Crusader.
Vortex the Chaos Crusader. And what's the theme of the
Yep.
book? Like, what kind of genre is it?
It's a mix between action and comedy, taking inspiration from Lego Batman 1, theme of the video game, which is one of the best Lego games, and IZR's Bruce and Robert series, which you should watch it. It's funny as hell.
It's very funny. All right, I'll have to check it out after the
Yep.
show, man. Yeah, man. It's
Yep.
so that's the book. Again, Vortex is the name of the book.
Yep. Oh yeah.
All right, so that's the book. Are you gonna like release a link to it on your channel or something?
Well, when I get done writing it, yeah, but the problem is that I am not exactly savvy with putting links into the descriptions.
Oh, yeah. I think it takes a little bit of a little bit of a challenge, but I think you can do it, bro. I think you got it. I've seen
Oh yeah.
pretty interesting edits on your channel. You want to shout? The cat is up on the table again. She's probably hungry. But you want to shout out for your channel?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My channel name is Rexoskeleton. The @ is Colabrat Productions. You can go to subscribe to it, and you will expect some weird content and edits. And I still hope that the guys who made Little Dark Age will finally get their heads out of their ass and just let people upload Little Dark Age edits
Yeah,
again.
that would be great because like Little Dark Age edits really popularized the song Little Dark Age. So I think it's really rude of them to you know not let.
Yeah, because I mean by it makes them money. Like if a song gets popular, it makes them money.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think, man. I think that is a good take. So they should let the internet make memes with their song.
Yep, and so yep, that is the news of the Nomadic News channel. Seriously, you should probably make your own separate channel in case.
Make my own separate channel for Nomadic News just in case. Yeah,
Yep, the Nomadic News.
that could be interesting. I'll think about it. But yeah,
Yep.
that's all, folks, for today. Be sure you guys
Good night.
check out Rexus Prime's channel, and be sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, share, and subscribe for more. Nailed it. See you guys tonight. Next time on the Nomadic News channel. See you guys later. Goodbye.